Hey guys, good evening. Standing at the memorial. I've had to be in town pretty much all day today because of some of the threats. But as you can see, there is a beautiful, beautiful LaVoy brand, and it's been sketched in. It's really, really gorgeous. Actually, it's a great piece. And I just talked to one of the trolls, and he actually agreed that it was beautiful, and he was all for it, and he was going to let everybody that he knew that was for it, or not, I mean, not for it, to be for it. So just wanted to clear that up. Just you guys can see it's a beautiful piece. And they kind of fixed the cross right there, and then your cross is there, Sherry, I think it's your name. But anyways, I'll be here tonight. I'm going to make sure that this stays because some locals have, trolls have threatened to come up and destroy it. So I'm not going to let that happen, of course. So anyways, we're going to be sitting and just chilling. I've got my Pepsi. Woohoo! Oh, and thank you, by the way, Cranky David, Mr. Trollmeister. I do appreciate the 2 Pepsis you brought up. That was actually a very nice piece offering. So thank you. But this isn't really a laughing matter. I'm here to challenge the law about what has been left up here for Mr. LaVoy and everybody's pieces of art. I mean, they're beautiful. Technically, by written law, they are considered littering. I understand that. But I'm also challenged.
Hi, this is Rocky Hall, and I'm going to interview Bill. And Bill is in Burns, Oregon right now, and he is there at the Robert LaVoy Finicum Memorial. And he's had some things happen to him, and I want him to introduce himself and explain what's going on in Burns, Oregon with the memorial site and why he's there. So Bill, go ahead and introduce yourself and just start from the beginning and tell us why you're there, what you're doing, and what has happened. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, and my name is actually William C. Fisher on Facebook. That's what everybody's been following me under, and that's where you can go and find some of the videos, and stuff. But from the beginning, I've been following the Bundy situation, and then, some of the beginning of, the occupation and the refuge. And then I started actually watching the videos of Mr. Finicum just sitting, in the middle of, nowhere and doing these videos and seeing exactly what my grandfather had said back in the 90s when we were facing, BLM and Forest Service and stuff over arm lines. And it just reminded me of my own grandfather. And so, I kind of connected with a lot of it through, Facebook and YouTube, and, kind of gave me a sense of, my grandfather didn't die. His message is still going on through somebody else, and now he's stepping up, and his message is just like what my grandfather was trying to explain to people. And it was just very, very deep. And, growing up, being part, drilled about the Constitution. My grandfathers, both of them were very good men. One of them was a miner. The other one was a construction worker that also was a firefighter and a city hall guy. So I kind of grew up with a little bit of it. And I remember my grandfather with the city hall telling me when we were sitting there fishing one day that our country has gone or is going to crap. And he was very, very disappointed, and you could just see the sadness in his eyes, and you could just see it in him. And he was just sitting there fishing, and he was talking about how, we've got to have a fishing license to go out and catch a fish, and, and just all this stuff, and I remember it. And I remember asking him, well, how, was it, Grandpa? What, why are you saying that? And he told me, he says, well, I remember driving down the road and heck, all you had was just a little card. It didn't have to have your picture on it. It didn't have to have da-da-da, and she's like, and we could just do stuff. We can't do anything anymore. We got to have taxes. We got to do this. We got to do that. So that's the background of me. Now I've grown up, and now I have a daughter, and I'm sitting here looking at my child, and as I'm listening to Mr. Finicum, at the same time, it kind of just really dawned on me that my child, her future is really, really going to be ruined. And she's not going to have one if we don't stand up, if we don't raise our voices, if we don't send out the message that our Constitution is the only thing that we really need to be following. Yes, there are speed limit laws that we should follow. Yes, there are, legitimate, things that we need to understand and do, but they're moral. I mean, those are just common sense stuff. But with these law enforcement officers in our forest, these BLM agents controlling the lands that our ranchers, use to keep their lives going, and now they're being pushed into cities and becoming, city people. And I'm sorry, I'm a country boy at heart. They're not going to take away my what I love to do, what I'm all about. I mean, these are our lands. These were, we came here, and, that's the whole thing is this land was supposed to be free. And I literally do not feel safe even being up there. As soon as I got up there, and the reason why I went up there is because I had heard that there was a deputy sheriff that had went up and said that all the American flags, the beautiful flowers that were there, that were there, were considered litter.
You're talking about the memorial site for Robert LaVoy Finicum in Burns, Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Burns, Oregon, yeah, right on top of the hill. And I'm only a few hours away from there, and I couldn't watch it. I couldn't stand it. I literally I kind of got really upset and was like, you know what, I can go up there, and this is what I can do. And so I went up there, and I've been sitting there literally just in my campsite, watching it and making sure that, if anybody comes over to, ruin it or anything like that, that they're on camera. I'm not disturbing anybody. There's been plenty of people that have came up and, they drive by, honk their horn and wave, and we're not there to go down and say hi to them or anything like that. The evenings we've been trying to do, or I've been going out at 7 o'clock because it is so beautiful at that time, and sitting down and reading the Constitution. And, people drive by and they wave, and I'm just sitting there and I'll start reading out of the little handbook that I got, and that's all and then I go back to my campsite and I enjoy the rest of my evening. When I first arrived there, I was within 3 or 4 minutes. I literally walked from my car at the very beginning of the campsite to the bathroom and back. By the time I got back, I was starting to put on my boots real quick so I could walk around in the hills. And I was literally approached by 2 officers in a white Forest Service law enforcement truck.
Within minutes.
Within just minutes. And they had went around the camp real quick, and then they came up, parked in front of my vehicle. Both of them came out and, was asking me questions, what I was doing, And then another one pulls in, another single law enforcement Forest Service officer. And he comes in and he parks behind my car.
So at this point, they have you totally blocked in.
Yeah, they were blocking me in. And right then I felt threatened. Instantly with everything, with the video and just everything that's going on, they were already surrounding me. They did not ask to contract. They did not ask, if I wanted to talk to them or anything. They just started talking and asking why I was up there, if I had any guns. They asked to search my vehicle, and I told them you have to have a warrant. And he's like, well, we can get one. I'm like, well, then you're going to have to file. And so he said that I had said some stuff on Facebook, and he has a picture, and I was a person of interest, and that's why he was stopping me. And then I was like, well, okay, blah, blah, blah. He was telling me, because I started asking him about the memorial and why it was, taken down by a deputy. And because it was considered.
Have you ever been to Burns, Oregon before this time?
Yes, I actually was up here right after Mr. Finicum had passed away or murdered. And I came up to help with the memorial because I heard there was a big stand going on. So I came up from Southern California at the time. That's where I was at. And I got up here, and BJ Soper and I kind of spoke at the memorial. We helped hang the flags, and we helped, put the crosses up. And, we were, up here just trying to, pay our respects.
Okay.
And also, I was here to make a stand. That was the whole thing. That's what I thought we were doing. So I came up for that, and then all of a sudden everybody went home. So I went to Olympia. I held the Olympia Stand By Me rally on March 5th. It was a major success. It was a beautiful rally. And then I went over and did the stand over at the Ryans because, Jake wanted, some help, and so we went over to make a stand with him and kind of help him out. And then I went home. After I went home, I was sitting there, and I'm like, my daughter has her summer vacation coming up, and I have nothing really to do this summer. I can go up there and kind of, just watch the memorial and enjoy myself in the woods for this summer.
My question would be is they must be following you on Facebook.
Oh, yes, ma'am. That is actually came up yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was the day before yesterday.
Well,
did not get bothered at all.
Start at the very beginning, your first day. Well, we'll go back to that. We'll keep this in chronological order.
Oh, I forgot to mention the sheriff came. Okay, so back to the first day. We were discussing the memorial and what we could put out there. And he said that everything had to be natural, stuff like that. And that we had to go through this permit process with a live tree program. And, I assured him that there was people doing that.
So you have to have a permit to plant a tree.
Yes, ma'am. You have to have a permit to plant a tree.
Okay.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden we were standing over by, because I went down to go pay my respects to Mr. Finicum because I hadn't been over there yet. And so I wanted to go over and say hi and pay my respects and say a prayer. Well, I go over there, and I'm sitting there, and I'm not there 2-3 minutes, and all of a sudden here comes Forest Service tramping through the woods. And with them is Sheriff Ward. And Mr. Ward paid it by taking off his hat. He reached his hand out to me and went to go shake my hand, and I instantly was like, I'm not going to shake the hand of, somebody that has blood on it. And so he kind of explained, what was going on, blah, blah, blah. He explained to me, because I asked him why he was not there at the site when everything went down, and he told me that he was back in the command center, and I asked him why he set it up, or why it was set up here. And he said, because I knew that there was no cell service, so that way he couldn't call anybody. And I said, well, why are you scared he's going to call anybody? And he said, because I was trying to eliminate the lives that were already going to be taken. He was back in the command center, and I asked him why he set it up, or why it was set up here. And he said, because I knew that there was no cell service, so that way he couldn't call anybody. And I said, well, why are you scared he's going to call anybody? And he said, because I was trying to eliminate the lives that were already going to be taken. He was back in the command center, and I asked him why he set it up, or why it was set up here. And he said, because I knew that there was no cell service, so that way he couldn't call anybody. And I said, well, why are you scared he's going to call anybody? And he said, because I was trying to eliminate the lives that were already going to be taken. And I instantly said, okay, we need to end this now. Like, you need to go. And so we ended the conversation. I had the biggest pit in my stomach, and I got so, nervous because they all came around. And Deputy Ward, when he showed up, he had 3 other officers with him. So that's a total of 7 officers on 1 man. And they surrounded me, and every one of them, besides Mr. Ward itself, had their hands either down on their buckle or next to their hip. Anytime I got a little frustrated or, upset, they could tell it in my tone, and they would get a little bit,
So you have 7 armed officers around one single person. Because you're up there, you're unarmed, so you have 7 armed officers around an unarmed person up there in Burns, Oregon, just because you're there to pay your respects for a guy that was murdered by this sheriff. Obviously, he just admitted that he set those guys up.
Yeah, and that is something that I am very, very, I will will swear by the Bible. I will swear by everything that he said. Because I even had him like, you're admitting that you did this? And he goes, yeah, I am. He goes, because I did. He goes, I was not trying to kill everybody. I'm like, it's still, you just admitted you murdered him. I can't even talk about it. I'm getting upset.
That's
anyway,
okay.
Then, after that, he left, and they all left. They actually made sure, because they were like, well, are you leaving, you know? And I'm like, and I told him, yeah, I was going to go to the Portland, blah, 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 you know, just to get him out of my face. So I went into town because I really didn't know what was going to happen. And I came in, and I actually found a local, and I stayed in town that night.
So you left the campground because you felt like they were threatening you and like letting you know that.
Yeah, I felt really threatened. I mean, I seriously didn't know if they were going to come back and try to, you know, chase me out just because I was there. You know, I mean, that was the whole thing.
Well, you already know what they've done, so you're very aware that they'll shoot an unarmed man.
Yeah, and that's exactly. I mean, I wouldn't hardly move every time I'd start to twitch or something, you know, like get excited. I'd just instantly kind of just stop because I'd see what I was doing.
So this was your first day there.
Yeah. So that ended. I came into town. I went back out with a local a couple days later and started setting up camp and everything. I went down and was sitting at Mr. LaVoy's memorial down there, just reading my Constitution, you know, doing my thing that evening. There was an officer that had stopped at from LeGrand Forest Service office, and he literally came up, did his job. He was a great officer, very polite, checked my tag, and then left. The second cop that had come up that evening was one of the officers that knows my family from Idaho. He calls my family the Banditos of the area because we've done, you know, our face-offs and stuff like that, and our stands with them. So he comes up and sitting there, pulls in front of my vehicle, gets out, and he's blocking my vehicle because my car is backed up to a tree, and blocks my car and says, can you come over here? And I recorded the whole thing. So actually, I'll just let the recording, if that's possible, do its thing. But as you can tell, I was not going to be friendly this time. I felt like his job, why in the heck is he coming all the way up from John Day to discuss Facebook?
Well,
and,
I want to...
He told me straight up that they're following me on Facebook. And so anything I post, they know about it within seconds. So, yeah.
I did watch that video, and your voice was definitely a little shaky. So I think that that's kind of what I was thinking.
Did you see him almost at the lake when I finally told him he needs to leave or something? He goes down and he goes from a folding arm stance to where his hands are just within seconds of his gun.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when I told him to leave. And he could tell that I was getting very scared because I'm like sitting here going, why is this armed man up here talking to me about Facebook? And why does he feel threatened over a Facebook post? You know, I mean, touch me in your plain clothes. You know, if you want to be armed, that's fine. But, you know, if you want to talk about Facebook, you know, hey, that's civilian stuff there, buddy.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's really kind of insane. And then now today, yesterday, excuse me, the camp host, the little old lady, sweet as all can be, comes in, does her morning cleaning, right?
Yeah.
At like 6:30 in the morning. And I seen her, so I kind of walked away because I was going to the bathroom, and then I seen her pull in, and she pulls up to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, I better walk away because, you know, I don't want her feeling threatened or anything like that.
Right.
So I walked back to my camp, and I did my, waited for her to go and whatnot. She left. Well, she came back about 2 o'clock yesterday, and she comes in, and she rolls down her window, and goes, nice flag, you guys. And just has a big smile on her face, and she goes, oh, and meet my pit bull. And she's got this little tiny chihuahua. And she goes, "Oh yeah, he's gonna tear you up, so be careful."
Yes.
And he has actually no teeth. So she was just being just a doll. And then she gave us some snickerdoodles. And I mean, she had told us, listen to what happened. No, she was told, and this is why she came over to say hi, basically, was that we were violent men camping at that campground, and that she was advised not to go down.
Wow.
And to make sure if she was to have her gun and to know how to use it.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious, Miss Rocky. I wish I could get her to talk, but I'm pretty sure she wouldn't. She's
It's
a local.
understood.
But I mean, if you were to come up and sit down and talk with her, she would talk with you. I mean, I'm pretty sure. But
Oh, I
don't think she would
understand.
do a video, but so I mean, but she was told that, and she wanted to make sure that we were doing okay. And
Well, that's what
I don't see you guys being violent.
That's what the
And I was like,
That's what the FBI did to the BLM employees. They were escorting them back and forth to work and home, and saying that the Bundys were going to kill them, and the Bundys were violent. I'm more violent than any one of those Bundys all put together.
Amen.
I will.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The lady, she said that she just had to come and see, because when she came in the morning, she said she had seen me, and she did not feel threatened one bit, because I didn't come up and approach her. And I'm like, I'm not here to threaten anybody. I'm like, all I'm doing is just sitting in my camp. I can see the memorial. I can record it if I need to. That's all I'm doing. If people want to stop, there's been a lot of people stopping and paying their respects. And so I don't go up to any of them. Not one of them will tell you that I've approached them at all. And I'm not a threat. I don't have any rifles, because I got in trouble when I was a kid. But so anyways, and not like horrible. It's all non-violent stuff. So
You were a basic teenager.
Yeah, and so but I make sure that I use my Constitution, because I believe in my Constitution, and I do believe in my right to be able to enjoy a camping trip and enjoy my hero that fell to open the eyes of everybody, because they don't teach the Constitution in school anymore. They don't teach the children what they need to know, and that they have rights. Instead, they teach them, we need to, depend on this and that and this and that, and, school loans, and then they screw them over when they graduate high school and colleges, and it's just
Right.
it's insane. And with the land grabs, with everything that's going on, and we were actually talking about it, because I've been marking down numbers or vehicles that I see drive by. Today we were kind of looking at it, and we would say that it was about 85% Forest Service vehicles or state vehicles. You know what I'm saying?
Can you talk about that? I want you to talk about how many of those that you've seen, because I know that you went into town and just sat at the gas station. So go ahead and tell me all about that.
When I felt threatened the very first day, I went down and met with a local, and I just sat at the gas station that day. And we actually seen so much mining equipment coming in, heavy equipment coming in, federal officers. The gas man says, because when they fill up their gas, they use Department of Defense. There was a Department of Interior, the Federal, Bureau, FBI, little gas card. I mean, they all have a gas card. Well, he sees all this stuff because he pumps their gas, and he's been looking, and I got pictures of one command center that had went up, and I got some pictures of some other stuff. I mean, when they say that they're out of here, it's lies. They are so here that it's not even it's insane. I'm not seeing any soldiers running around or anything like that.
They're all plain clothes, trying to blend in.
Yeah, but we are seeing a lot of stuff. Now, today, we were sitting in camp, and about 10 o'clock this morning, all of a sudden, we heard blasting. We're like, what the heck? It sounded like bombs being dropped. And a buddy of mine was like, no, that's blasting. I've used, blasting caps, and that's a blasting. They're blasting something. And it was a repeated, it'd go, bang, and then bang, 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 bang. And then bang, 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 bang. But they were really deep. They weren't no gunshot. They were blowing up stuff.
Gotcha.
And that was, we could hear it from have a 4x truck. I'm out of gas already, so like I'm just barely able to get back and forth to town, kind of thing. So I can't really go anywhere.
Yeah, we're trying to get an address for you to mail some stuff to. Hold on, partner.
Yeah, actually, I've got a local here that will have an address. That way, because there's been a few that have asked.
Yeah, we
I don't know.
we want to get an address out for you.
People coming up here, and I'm still waiting for these people to show.
Yeah.
So it's kind of heartening. But anyways, no.
Well, obviously they have something to hide. If they're trying to threaten you out of there, they want to. I mean, this is my personal opinion, of course, but it sounds like they're trying to hide something. What are they hiding?
And that's the thing, that's the big question is why are they having 7 officers on one man with 3 minutes within him being up there, that could be a person of interest. I mean, what's the big deal?
Yeah, that's kind of screwy.
With all the stuff that we're seeing, yesterday we probably counted, before noon, 100 and something freaking Forest Service rigs. Doesn't matter what they were Forest Service, one way or the other. And today I have seen 2 different sheriff rigs that are not local driving into Harney County. I'm not saying they're here. I'm saying I've seen them drive here through on the way on the highway there.
Well, you're on a main You're on a main highway there. You're on a one road in
395.
Right.
On 395, yeah, right on the main one. So I see a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of activity. I mean, I wish I had a camera that I could put up and record it all day, so that way I could send it to somebody and they could see what I'm seeing, because we're not having anybody come up and see, and I can't really.
And obviously, that's why they're. Obviously, that's why they're trying to keep everybody out. They don't want everybody to see what's going on up there.
Oh no, and see, that's the other thing is they're driving by. Every time a Forest Service officer guy now, every time they drive by, they drive real slow and they take pictures of us. And so
well, don't you feel famous?
People to show up, I guess. They think that there's going to be this big stand or something coming on. And it's like, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's more of they're hiding something and they're worried that somebody's going to find out.
I think so.
So, and I'd like to know, but I need help with that part.
No, I understand, partner. I understand. I don't want to actually delete that part. I want that part to be in with your permission, of course.
Oh, yes, please. Yeah, no. That is one thing I do with, I'm not asking anybody to come up for me. I'm asking them to come up for themselves to find out what's going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And pay your respects to Mr. LaVoy. That's all.
And, it started, this has been, it started with your grandfather. It started 50 years ago, or whatever. I mean, I'm hearing in Lassen County, right now in Lassen County, California, we've got more federal agents than I've ever seen. What the hell is going on?
I have all the paperwork of my grandfather's appeals and, everything that he was trying to do to fight them off in the early 90s. They actually had, how they're doing a monument up here or whatever?
Yes.
Well, they did a Wilderness Act on my grandfather's claims. And now all of the white clouds up there are considered a wilderness. And that's why they were kicking us out, because we had 112 mines. And so, or claims, I should say, not mines, but claims. And I would love to get that information out to somebody to do some research on that I don't know how to do. If anybody is wanting to do that, like I said, we've got patents, we've got homestead rights. They took them away from us illegally, of course. We don't know how. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Okay.
But that was all up there. I mean, that's why I'm doing this, is because this is what my family, my whole family's, everything has been taken away. We were pushed into the city. My dad's been pushed into being a county worker now. And, I refuse to work for the government. I refuse to be a part of the tyranny that is now of our U.S. government.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if it's state, federal.
Well, Will, I give you kudos, man, and I pray for you daily. Seriously, I seriously send you prayers all the time. And I want you to know that there's a lot of people out there that are doing the same thing. And I want your story out.
Asking for his prayers.
Yeah, and I want your story out. And I'm really glad that you talked to me today, because a lot of people won't go public, and that's the sad part, you know, and you are going public, and you are putting your neck out. And I just want to thank you.
My voice is loud.
Yeah, mine too, partner, mine too. You know.
As long as I'm still standing and being able to speak, I will. So
me as well.
They'll have to take me out.
Exactly. And I just want to thank you for that. But, you know, this goes back so far. And, okay, we've still got the Hammonds. We still have the Hammonds in prison. And it's just, it's wrong. It's wrong.
Yep.
We've got the Bundys in there. And like I will say publicly in front of everybody that I am more ornery, more mean than any one of those Bundys put together. You know?
Amen.
And they're just, they have a backing and they have a voice and people listen to them and the government is scared to death of them. And you know, and that's why they're doing what they're doing. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm nobody, and I'm trying to do as much as I humanly can. And you know, and people like you and I, we're spread so thin that we cannot accomplish everything that we want to. We need help. And me myself, I ask for help all the time. And you know who your friends are, because if you go to jail, they're going to be the ones sending you a package. You know, they're going to be the ones that are coming to visit you, and not all these weekend warriors that are sitting at their keyboards just talking all this gang of crap. You know, it's you that are out there. It's you that got your boots on the ground. You're the one that's running out of gas money just to make it to town. You're the one that's sitting there doing this stuff when everybody else is talking a gang of crap about you and saying blah, blah, blah. You know, those people can just go, you know, do us all a favor and waterboard yourself, man. You know, shut the hell up. You know, put up or shut up.
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. And the thing is I understand people have jobs. I understand people have children and stuff like that.
But don't talk shit about somebody else that's doing something. Yeah.
Exactly. My country is more important to me. My daughter's freedom is more important to me. My freedoms are more important to me. What Mr. Robert LaVoy Finicum died for is
freedom.
More important to me than to be sitting at home on Facebook or sitting at whatever, wherever you're at. I don't really care what you're doing, what you're thinking, but to me, my own personal belief is that it is more important to be up here doing what we're doing here, finding out what they're so scared of, why they don't want us up here.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just up here enjoying a memorial. What is the big deal?
Well, and I want to put out there that everybody has something to contribute. If you're disabled, you know, exactly, you have something to contribute. Every single one of you has something. I do not care how old you are. I don't care your mental capacity, well, to a point. Your physical capacity.
Anybody, I promise.
No. I just want people to realize that they have something to give. Everybody has something to give. Absolutely. You know, you don't have to be a combat vet, you know. Just anything. Just come.
I'm literally just a lone wolf up in the hills, enjoying my camping trip, enjoying the baby antelope that I see, enjoying the sunsets that Mr. Finicum loves to build up for us.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, that's the whole thing. You know, I don't care what anybody says about me. It's not what they're saying about me. It's what I'm doing, and they're not.
That's it, partner. That's it. You know, I mean, and I want to thank you.
If somebody wants to send me some handheld radio so I don't have to go into town and I can just radio into town if something's going on or give it reports so somebody put it on Facebook, please send them.
I hear you.
I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to sit there and say, you know, everybody needs to give me $10 or anything like that, because I'm doing my own thing. If you want to donate and give your part, please do. But I'm not going to ask for it.
Right.
So that's something that you need to feel in your heart to do.
Right.
Not what I'm asking. I'm not here to get steak dinners. I'm not here to spend my nights in hotels. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm literally out there just enjoying my Pepsi, enjoying the Constitution book because I read it every day, and enjoying the sunsets and the sunrises. I
Yes.
put a video of the sun, how it shines in the morning, and it is so amazing. It is touching, and
Awesome.
you know, I mean, people aren't seeing that, and now they are, and
Yes.
I hope more come to see that.
Yes.
So,
Come camp out, you know. Talk to the
Yeah.
locals, you betcha.
well, we had actually Sarah and Tim Britton came over from somewhere, I do believe, by Pineville, a couple 100 miles away.
Yes.
And they just came up, and they were there for an hour.
Awesome.
You know, but they came up and said hi and made sure I was still alive because I hadn't posted on Facebook yet.
Exactly.
So they
Exactly.
made sure I was okay.
Yes.
But they also came and brought a couple rocks to put down for Mr. Finicum. And that right there just meant more to me than anybody sending me gas money. Anybody sending me, or even saying, oh, good job on Facebook, you know.
Well, did
actually
they-
came and they did something.
Did they have a permit to put that rock down?
No, ma'am. They also were, and they also had their Second Amendment right with them, too.
Yeah.
But, you know, they weren't out threatening. They were in their plain clothes. Their Second Amendment rights stayed in their car. So, I mean, that's the whole thing. There was nothing threatening about anything that we are doing. And I am actually really disgusted with the federal government for even suggesting that we are threatening or violent at all to anybody, especially a little old woman.
Wow.
That called their
Well,
bullshit
she called their BS. She straight up called their BS, and she's old enough to know better. Absolutely. She got it. She got it. She
I am
knew.
thankful for her. And
Yes.
like she said, this country is God's country.
Yes.
And we are here to accept what God can give us and to do what God wants us to do. And
Yes.
if we listen to the prayers, if we listen to Him, that is exactly what we are supposed to be doing, not what the federal government says.
Right on, partner.
So, thank you very much, Rocky.
Oh,
And
you're welcome,
much love
darling.
to you. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for getting my word out there.
I'm going to try, babe. I'm going to really seriously try. I'm going to try to do my best to upload this first thing tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, darling. Stay safe, and I send you prayers.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, I'm gonna hang up now because I'm actually at a doctor's office and I'm supposed to be going in right now. So, hey, we do what we can do, right? All right, you take care, partner.
You too, hon.
This is Rocky Hall signing off, and William C. Fisher out there at the Robert LaVoy Finicum Memorial Site being harassed by the local PD and the Forest Service because he's up there paying respects to a man that obviously Sheriff Ward or the sheriff there had a lot to do with. Obviously, he admitted it. He admitted it out loud, and I'm really sorry that we didn't get that on tape, but so thank you for the interview, and again, I'm signing off.
So we're sitting here, and I was down at the memorial, and now I've got the Forest Service back again. This is the second time in the last probably 2 hours, asking me where I'm at, all that other stuff. Now he's backing up. And I don't know if you can call this harassment or not, but I mean, I'm getting tired of it. I'm just sitting here, doing my thing, camping, obviously. But yeah, anyway, so stay tuned. It's going to be recorded for a bit. And of course, he has to block my fucking car. What's going on? Let's try to enjoy camping. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Trying to enjoy it.
Yeah?
I'm recording it, so.
Yeah, so am I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're going to make Facebook tonight, are we?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully not, but.
I'm just curious, I thought we had a pretty amicable discussion the other day, and I went home that night and saw on Facebook that you said a bunch of fairly disparaging things about me, which is you're right. I was just curious where we got sideways.
When you guys straight up came in 3 minutes after I was here and blocked me in my car, I did not. That's not how you guys welcome any camper, anybody that's on public property. You know, I mean, that's the whole thing. You came in, you blocked my car, guy came in behind me.
I was okay.
And then Sheriff Ward came in on the side. That put me, and then you guys all kept circling me. That's not how you treat somebody that's out here camping. I don't care if I'm here for a memorial or if I'm here just because I want to be. That is not how you approach anybody.
Well,
and I was not a threat. I am not a threat. I'm not becoming a threat. I'm going to be here. You guys are not making me leave. So I've got plenty of people here that, I mean, I'm not doing nothing illegal.
I know you're not.
Okay, so...
And if you notice, when I came in the campground, I rolled around, checked in my stuff that I have to do, and I didn't know you from Adam at the point. I didn't even know who I was talking to. And
oh, no, you say you have a paper on
well,
it. It has a picture of me, dude.
After my boss rolled up, because you're posting stuff on Facebook talking about
it's Facebook.
Hey, partner, I'm just trying to clear the air. Okay, you are right. You can camp here. You're legal. I made a forced visitor encounter with you, and that's all that was. And then I realized that you were a person of interest because you'd posted some things on Facebook, which is your right.
So why do you have to come and harass me while I'm trying to enjoy myself in a public setting?
I'm just out patrolling. This is what I do. I make public contacts. I talk to folks.
Well, you know my family, so we all know that. We know what harassment is. We know what our Constitution is.
Okay.
I'm feeling harassed.
Yeah, and I just wanted to clear the air because if that's your perception, I didn't intend for you to feel harassed, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey everyone, today is Monday. Just sitting up here, getting ready to go in and do updates. So anyways, we just wanted to show you guys it's still beautiful. We did actually have a guy come in earlier and kick all the sticks around and knock over that little guy. But as soon as he seen me, he kind of got it on his little BMW motorcycle and took off. So red motorcycle, white helmet. But anyways, yeah. But we're just here to do an update. There's a little beautiful thing up there. There's the gas man. You'll see his updates as well. He's up here now full time with me. So today we've witnessed a lot of Forest Service trucks go by, but they have not bothered me. They actually went up to the camp host that's up at Idlewild and told her not to come down here because there was violent people. And they asked her if she had any kind of, weaponry or anything like that. And she said, yeah, of course, and whatnot. And, told him about her 32. And he's like, well, make sure you can hit what you can or what you shoot at. And she guaranteed him he could. And, and then she had to come down here and just to see for herself. And as she pulled up and said, nice flags, guys, and had a big smile on her face. And, we were just such a threat to her, and she was in fear of her life, and she just had to come over and say hi and then only sit there for about 2 hours and talk with us. So, it was a beautiful time. It was great meeting her. She's another local native, and she believes that, this is God's country. And we should, respect that as it is. And I believe that she's got that, in her heart, and she understands that. And, we're all only up here to, serve and do what, God can provide us. And, as you can see, this is one of the most beautiful areas in the world right now. And, I mean, it is pristine. It's beautiful. It's to the public. But then we have officers in the forest that like to come and harass. And to any officer that wants to come up and talk to me, be in your plain clothes, do not come up. I will not contract with you. I'm not here to talk to you guys. I'm not here to, defend myself. I shouldn't have to tell you what I'm doing. I should be able to love and enjoy what I'm doing. And, you know, up here in the great outdoors, which it is, it's beautiful up here. And I'm going to be up here for a while. So we're going to be doing the 40 days, 40 nights, and longer if need be. So if you want to come up and join us, great. If you want to come up and protect me, I'd feel much safer here, that's for sure. Yeah, I think even the old lady was kind of a little concerned. And it wasn't for us hurting her, it was for for them hurting us. And, you know, we can't have that. So, like I said, you know, you come here, this is your own choice. I'm not saying to come, I'm just saying, if you feel like you want to come camping, I can say this is #1 spot in America right now, and it's beautiful. And Lone Wolf out.